Good evening, everyone. Or afternoon, as it were. You're listening to Red Pill 78. That's me. This is Comfy Sunday. My co-host Methods is here. My special guest co-host, True Reporting, is here. Our excellent super special friend of the program, Whitehead, is here. And later on in the program, we're going to be joined by our guest of the hour. That would be Severe Anon. Before we begin, a quick disclaimer. Just want to remind everyone, in case there's any questions, this program is not responsible for the views, actions, or opinions of its guests or advertisers, and an appearance on RPN is not to be considered an endorsement. All information contained on this program is not to be construed as medical or legal advice, and the viewers of this program are encouraged to do their own research. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. We're going to have an excellent time. As I said, we're broadcasting live from sunny South Carolina, and all of us are pleased to be on this show with you. We're glad you guys are here. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us before the Super Bowl. Hope you guys had a chance to see the president's interview. We are going to be right back after a very brief word from our sponsor. Hey guys, today I'm going to tell you how you can stop paying for overpriced insurance, because I bet a lot of you are tired of paying too much for auto, health, and life insurance. Well, you can cut your insurance rates substantially and save big with PatriotRates.com. They're an American insurance company you can trust, and they're owned by veterans. Patriot Rates sources competitive pricing on auto, health, and life insurance, and they'll always have your back when it comes to finding the best quote to fit your needs. I myself was able to get auto and health insurance cheaper by using their service, so go ahead and give them a try. There's no commitment, it's free information, you have nothing to lose. Just visit PatriotRates.com for a free quote on auto, health, and life insurance, and stop paying for overpriced insurance today. Once again, visit www.PatriotRates.com for your free quote. And remember, when you support my sponsors, you support this channel. Thank you once again to Patriot Rates for broadcasting their commercials on my channel and supporting the channel. Please join me in welcoming my co-host for this and every show from now until eternity, Methods.
What's going on, Red Pill? YouTube chat on this Super Bowl Sunday. Happy to hang out before the game, man. I know a lot of people aren't going to watch it, but figured we go ahead and do this beforehand, right after Trump did a brief interview, and we'll get into that. What's up, Thomas?
What's up, Methods? How are you, my man?
Doing good. Just
Excellent.
hanging out, ready to get into stuff, and I know that we've got White Hat with us. What's up, brother?
How's it going, everybody? Super Bowl Sunday. What's up?
White Hat, I couldn't help but notice you've got a new logo for your Zoom thing right there, dude. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Might have a couple of new things coming y'all's way, and plus I think I ran out of stinking masks. So,
well,
yeah, he's the Sybil of YouTube chat, just always changing.
Yeah, how many costume changes did we go through last time? There was like 4 or 5.
Right.
yeah,
Love it.
5 probably.
Good stuff. Well, you guys, I like you said, Methods, it is the Super Bowl, so we're not expecting as many people to be here. I know a lot of people are already out there partying and they're getting ready. Sports is very important in our American society. Can you just tell me what exactly is football in this the Super Bowl Sunday? I don't understand how it works.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to explain it to a man in his 40s, but yeah, Super Bowl today, it's a big deal, for a lot of people. I grew up watching football with my family. My father was a Cowboys fan, so anybody that pays attention to football in here knows that my dad hated every Sunday for the last decade or so. But yeah, I mean, it's a big deal. I pay attention to it some. Me and my wife watch the Super Bowl. It's just kind of been a tradition, like to see what's going on. We could decode the halftime Super Bowl together. But yeah, I mean, it is that thing where people throw a ball and catch it, and points happen, and sometimes they kick it in between a post. But you might just want to do a YouTube poll on what football is, Red Pill.
I'm going to do a deep dive expose on the history of football in America and the history of the crazy Super Bowl halftime shows that they do. Today I hear that Nicki Minaj and Jennifer Lopez.
I think it was Ariana Grande. Right?
Ariana Grande? I don't know. It seemed like when I saw their names, it was clearly like a passing of the torch from like the mid 90s, puppet to the now second decade of the 2000s puppet. They have to, kind of keep it going, pretend like there's no rivalry. But, like those older, like female singers, like they clearly do not like that up and coming next generation because it means that they're no longer the cream of the crop. They probably aren't going to get the same types of job opportunities that they were getting before. Maybe they're going to have to put themselves into an even more compromising situation. I mean, like Mariah Carey, remember when Mariah Carey just like melted down and that was it? She was gone.
Yeah, that was pretty rough for sure.
Yeah, that was hard to watch.
When Fergie sang during the NBA Finals.
I think it was I think I saw an interview, and they said that the reason that it's these two people is because it's supposed to talk about the melting pot of diversity of races and stuff like that. Like they want it all to come together.
I mean, that's beautiful. It's a beautiful thought.
Somebody called Lopez, another one called Shakira, and we're talking about diversity.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Sure.
Yeah,
Bring it home.
I saw a good meme that said, Lord baby Jesus, I hope there's a wardrobe malfunction.
Oof.
Carissa Hartunian, first super chat of the day, says, boys, it's Shakira. Happy Super Bowl. Happy Super Bowl. That's right.
Is it Shakira?
I mean, that's what I thought. Yeah, Shakira.
I didn't even know she was still relevant.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't matter. It's all garbage.
Yeah, it is all garbage. I don't know how this stuff works. What's going? Niels says, speaking about female singers, what's going on with Madonna? I think I saw an article the other day that Madonna said she had to like take some time off to take care of herself or something like that. I mean, she looks like she's gonna melt any day.
Ugh.
I mean, like I don't know how long you can go on just getting endless plastic surgery and a nip here, a tuck there. Pretty soon you're gonna run out of stuff to pull.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of reminds me like the easiest like mental image of what a witch would look like in modern day society would be Madonna.
Yeah.
What about the fake British accent? Is anything more cringeworthy than that?
Yeah, it's bad.
That was the
Gross.
worst. That was the worst.
You know
Laura,
that movie Shallow Hal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Madonna's like that, like when the Shallow Hal curse starts running out, and you really can tell how freaking ugly she is.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, thanks for dating yourself as far as movies go, but that's fine.
Oh, I was one of my favorite movies was The Jerk. Steve Martin in The Jerk.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I'm obviously old enough.
What was that, 1943?
Jimmy Stewart co-starred. No. I think it was the late 70s. Laura QAnon says, looking forward to a great show with my fave four, where we go one, we go all. # football is boring. Yeah, my I'm not gonna lie. Like my dad loved football. He would always be watching football. He watched basketball. I think the only sport he didn't watch was baseball, and that was like the only one that I really liked to watch. But I mean, I played basketball. I played soccer. Football, I mean, I was just never, I'm only 5'10". I was never like a big guy, So the people that played football at my high school, they were freakishly large in comparison to me. Like, already 6'4" at the age of 12.
So if Dad Red Pill was watching sports ball,
Mm-hmm.
what was Little Red Pill doing?
Playing with my chemistry set.
All right.
For real.
All right. Sounds about right.
Yeah. I was also taking apart electronics and putting them together, building computers, anything that I could experiment with, I was playing with. I was not a kid that would dissect things or something, anything like that, or you got kids that certain like categories of kids will torture animals and stuff. That was definitely not me. That was not the kind of stuff that I was into. I would save baby birds, and put them in a shoebox and then nurse
This
them back
sounds
to
like
health.
an alibi in the making, bro.
I did not do this.
Next week, someone doxes me with a baby book with a bunch of pictures of me being cruel to animals. It's coming out. Watch out. TikTok's opinion says, trust KC on this mirror day of 2/2/2020. That's something actually I wanted to bring up, you guys. This is a palindrome. This is like this only happens like once every 1,000 years that we have a day, a month, and a year, and they all equal the same thing forwards as they do backwards. It's also, isn't it like the 33rd day of the year as well? I believe today is the 33rd day of the year, yeah.
Yes, it is, yeah. 31 days in January.
Yeah.
We won't have another palindrome to what, 2111?
Yeah, another 100 years, something like that. Yeah.
So much has taken place in like the eclipse, it's like all these markers, you know what I'm saying? Like all these crazy days, the eclipse, and then, I don't know. There's other stuff I just can't remember, but it seems really significant.
I mean, plus the fact that the Super Bowl's today, and the Super Bowl halftime show generally has some kind of crazy ritual. I don't know. Somebody says Dexter. He is not.
Trafficking is so bad. The human trafficking situation is so bad with the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there saying 33, and I'm sitting there like, okay, where are my babies at?
Right. Yeah. Hide your wives. Hide your kids.
Right. Well, see, I'm the exact opposite. I live and breathe football. Actually, my father played for the Cowboys. Actually,
what?
Breaking news, people.
Dude, you're gonna have to dox yourself after this show so I can get a card with your dad's name on it.
Yeah, actually, I'm one of the smallest of the men in the family. Or at least one of the shortest, and he's a big boy.
Whitehead is he's the baby of the family at 6'2".
Yeah.
250.
What year did he play?
It's none of your business.
Yeah, we're gonna dox. Somebody's gonna dox him that way.
Right.
They're gonna go looking for him and be like.
He was on the practice squad with Staubach.
Okay. I have a brush with fame of the same type. My gym teacher in high school was I know, right? I know it's not my dad, okay, but he was like my dad. He was a mentor to me. My gym teacher in high school, I want to say his name, but I won't. He played for the Chicago Bears, and like he was like all-star like throughout college. High school, college, and then he got onto the Bears, and like in what do they call it? Like their training before the season, spring training or something like that. Like 2 days before the season started, he was doing squats. That's like where you go straight down, and then got a bunch of weight up on your shoulders, I think. Anyways, he blew his back out, blew a disc out, and his career was over. So he did the next best thing. He went and taught gym to a high school in the suburbs.
Probably.
God, how demoralizing would that be?
Yeah.
I mean, and no offense to any teachers out there, but if you were going to be a professional football player, your life's work fulfilled, and then the next thing you know, you're teaching football to a bunch of snot-nosed punks.
You're teaching a bunch of baby red pills who really want to be doing chess and playing with chemistry sets.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you something interesting. The reason why my father left was because he got hit so hard. When he played defensive end, he got hit so hard, he smashed his eye sockets. Oof. And so he had to have a metal plate holding his entire face together put in, and so that stopped his career.
Regular Lee Majors, huh?
Yeah. Don't they wear helmets? I mean, isn't helmets a thing?
Yeah, but the face masks weren't the way they are today. I mean, they
had like the one bar.
That's different.
Well, with as large as his dad was, I mean, like even with the faceplate in there, just an average sized man, his foot could fit right through it. So
there you go.
Michael Kenny said a halftime show on mute and a large 4K screen. Dark Brain says, how much of a pagan ritual will the Super Bowl halftime show be this year on a scale of hidden comms to blatant Satanism? I'm going to say this is probably, I mean, they've been real blatant the last couple of years, guys.
Sure.
What do you think about this? I want to hear what you guys think before I sound off.
I wouldn't be surprised either way if they really tone it down or really go for it, just because, Roger Goodell has been chill with Trump working on things like lately and stuff, especially since nobody's kneeling really anymore. So I don't know. I'm just saying it's either going to be full blown or not at all. Nowhere in between.
Well, I mean, the only reason I think that it would be more overt is because Jennifer Lopez is like a straight like bruja, isn't she? I mean,
sure. She like sacrifices chickens. She's into that Santiago or whatever.
Santeria.
I was about to say something very.
Santiago.
Yeah. Yeah. She like cuts chicken heads off and stuff.
Heard she has a closet that's devoted right to it, like black candles dripping down, old blood.
Well, that's how they get famous. So. To a deity, and then they get it in return.
Michael Russell says, RP78, welcome to the upstate. Must be a hometown boy here, huh? Yep. Michael Russell?
Yep.
You from the area? And I saw somebody asking about the location of where we are based upon that map, the card that I did. And I just kind of know, like, generally what part of South Carolina we're in, so I just, like, dropped a pin. I don't know if it's anywhere close to where we're at. Yeah.
Top left corner.
All right. Well, methods. We got some stuff that we want to talk about, dude. You want to walk us through this?
Right. Yeah. Since all the football talk is now done.
That's right.
Well, I mean, right. All your knowledge is now spent on sports. Well, we did just have Trump talk. That's pretty fresh. It wasn't that long. Like they said it was going to be 7.5 minutes. I don't know, Chad. It didn't feel like it. It felt shorter than that. But word is maybe, and don't quote me on it, there's supposed to be more of that on, I guess, Hannity tomorrow. But I guess we'll find out. But yeah, it was pretty sure. I was kind of surprised. You know, it was a lot of just like quick trash talking, which was great.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it.
No, yeah, I enjoyed it. It's great to hear it, especially when they have it on not Fox News, which, you know, is where all us tinfoil people hang out, but having it on Fox, like in the middle of everything going on, they're like, oh, let's kick it to Hannity talking to the president, which is great. I loved it on that aspect, but yeah, I definitely wanted it to be more.
Yeah, I could have done with more Trump any day of the week. You guys, if I can just make a personal appeal, please, if you would, consider liking this broadcast, also sharing it on your favorite social media platform, or just sending it to a friend or a loved one through a text message, an email. Send it to your entire email list. Make sure that people know that Comfy Sunday is where we go to hang out on a Sunday afternoon. We really need your help getting through the algorithm. It will do a lot to help us spread the word and get people... Carl, how dare you say no to me, Carl? I know he's joking. Carl, you probably already shared it. Also, Dana Finkler says, all the boys together, hashtag thick ankle dog face. That's right. Dana, I think it's catching on, buddy. Son of a Green Card says, score prediction, White Hat. White Hat, score prediction?
I'm going to go with 27-13 49ers.
There you go, baby. I got my mortgage on this game, so.
I mean, I'm just surprised he didn't say 53-47.
Oh, yeah.
That's too easy. Too easy. Dude, I swear to you, I'm gonna say it right now. If it's 53, if it's that, dude, I will have that tattooed somewhere on my body.
Oh, you heard it. The 1,500 people listening right now.
Dude,
we will hold him accountable.
And I'll do it live. I'll do it live. I don't care. If it's that, dude, man, come on.
Yeah. What about if it's 17-23?
Ooh.
Smaller tattoo?
Just a face tattoo.
I was talking about if it's the Senate number, then I'll do the tattoo, but not my prediction. Hell, I could give a crap about my prediction.
All right, well, I think you should do it, but that's fun.
I mean, I'll get a tattoo. I don't care. Obviously, I got plenty of tattoos.
Yeah.
I got some more room though.
Man, I've had a bug here lately for one. That's for damn sure.
Dude.
Yeah, you've been talking about it. What are you thinking? What's the next tattoo?
Just add more stuff to my arms, probably. Just
add more stuff.
Along what lines though? Like just pictures of babies or Nike logo. I mean, come on, you got to be more specific.
Well, I mean, I try to lean towards scripture and towards that way. I don't like to put anything permanent on my body that has nothing to do with Jesus Christ or God.
Okay.
That's just my rule.
See, I have a rule about tattoos and that they can't mean anything. See, faith-based stuff, that's different because, I mean, ideally, that's never going to leave you, you know? I mean, like, your faith may be tested, but, you know, you I guess, you know, for me personally, you know, once you're there, you're there. But in terms of tattoos, like, I just want something that looks cool, you know? Like, whenever people tell me, like, you know, I got this tattoo because I was 18 years old and it means this, and then, like, by the time they're, like, 25, they're like, God, what a dumb idea.
Yeah.
Why did I get that?
Does the removal really work?
What's that?
Does the removal really work? Is it that good?
Tattoo removal?
Yeah, like the laser.
You can, yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways, but it depends. You know, there's different colors of lasers, and you know, certain wavelengths of laser take out certain types of ink, different colors of ink. So yeah, so really, I just want, you know, something that looks cool and is you know, a good artist, basically.
Okay. Well, I'm going to bring this away from this rabbit hole we just
Go
fell
ahead.
into.
Yeah, sorry.
So Trump did have that little, you know, go check it out. I'm sure it's going to be on YouTube, on Fox News's YouTube channel. But yeah, I guess we could get right into, you want to talk about what Graham talked about this morning?
Yeah, I do. I've got that all queued up.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to play that first, or do you want me to tee it off?
I want you to tee it up for us, and then we'll play it.
All right, yeah, because I know, I mean, I didn't even bother looking at my comments when I put the clip out because I understand people question Graham. I've even talked trash at Graham. I get it. His connections to No Name, his past, you know, him being pictured in Ukraine. I get it. But he's the best we got right now, or one of the best we have as far as getting some of this stuff done in the Senate for now. Like, and I brought this up to Red Pill earlier, and we thought it was, you know, good to bring up now. Like, he's also in an election year. You know what I mean? And he just made a bunch of, in the video that Red Pill's about to play, he just made a bunch of just bold statements. He's been saying it for a while on what's going to happen right after the Senate trial and what they're going to do. And what you're going to find in this video is that he talks about how there's not one, but 3 Senate committees that are jumping right into stuff. And the 3 are going to focus. One's going to focus on Biden, Ukraine, which he's been talking about for a while. But just like how Q said, you know, they wanted this impeachment trial to happen to gridlock the Senate. So what you're going to see now is when he gets acquitted on Wednesday, they're not gridlocked anymore. They're going to jump right into this stuff. So they're going to do Biden, Ukraine. They're going to do the FISA abuse. And he mentioned, he name dropped on who they're going to call there. They're going to call McCabe, Sally Yates, Comey, Rosenstein, and I think mentions one more. I can't remember off the top of my head. And in that Biden-Ukraine one, they're going to call a chief of staff for John Kerry because of what Devin Archer was complaining about in the email about why did Hunter Biden and John Kerry's what is it, his son jumped into stuff with Burisma.
Devin Archer, yeah.
Yeah. So there was concerns about all that stuff, about what's going to happen with that. And then the third one's going to be, actually, they're going to do a committee on the whistleblower itself. What happened? Because you have to think these accusations happened at Trump through the whistleblower, and then he's going to be found essentially not guilty since they want to call this a Senate trial. So, well, then we need to look and see what just hijacked our Congress for 2 or 3 months, right? So they're going to bring in the whistleblower stuff, and the Schiff was mentioned as probably being, you know, called or subpoenaed or whatever, but definitely his staff are going to happen. But you'll see it in the clip Red Pill's about to play.
All right, right on. Before we go with this clip, I just want to say hello to Wes, Remorseful CEO's mother, Dascam. Wes's mom is in the audience. How you doing? Thank you for joining us on the show. First time I've seen you here. Hopefully we're going to see you around. And hopefully my mom is out there in the audience too. I love you, Mom. Here comes the clip.
Can you imagine what would be happening today if this were a Republican vice president whose son received $3 million from the most corrupt gas company in the Ukraine tied to Russia? It'd be front page news all over the world. We're not going to let it go, Jim Risch. You need to start it. When it comes to FISA, I'm going to call Rosenstein, Sally Yates, McCabe, and Comey to find out how a warrant was issued against Carter Page on 4 different occasions without an adequate foundation, and find out how the Department of Justice and the FBI became so out of bounds when it came to Trump.
Well, what about Adam Schiff, Senator? I mean, Adam Schiff, we know, has been lying or fabricating things for at least 3 years. He told us collusion was in plain sight between President Trump and the Russians. He told us he didn't know who the whistleblower was. He read a parody that he called it, which was not even the contents of the phone call between the president and the Ukraine leader. I mean, he's saying all of this stuff, and he's not under oath. Will you put him under oath?
The House Intel Committee, the Senate Intel Committee under Richard Burr has told us that we will call the whistleblower. Why is it important? I want to find out how all this crap started. If the whistleblower is a former employee, associate of Joe Biden, I think that would be important. If the whistleblower was working with people on Schiff's staff that wanted to take Trump down a year and a half ago, I think that would be important. If the Schiff staff people helped write the complaint, that would be important. We're going to get to the bottom of all of this to make sure this never happens again. Intel, Senate Intel will deal with the whistleblower. Foreign Relations Committee will deal with Joe Biden's conflict of interest. The Judiciary Committee will deal with all things FISA. And let me tell Republicans out there, you should expect us to do this. If we don't do it, we're letting you down. And I guarantee you, if it were if the shoe were on the other foot, Democrats would be eating us alive if Republicans had done any of these things.
Hey, you're getting a lot of no sound, brother.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Here's my take on Lindsey Graham.
Hey, give me a 5x5 in the chat. Go ahead.
5x5. 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 Sound, no sound. Sound, no sound. No audio. 0x0.
Are you still muted?
No, it's on. No sound. Okay.
Oh, here come the 5x5s. Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear us? All right.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, Red Pill, go ahead for the third time.
Here's my take on Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham has to follow through on this stuff right now. Okay. This entire time he's been acting like a bumbling idiot, somebody who doesn't follow through on the things that need to happen. Because at the same time that he was trying to, placate the populace, he needed to also make the deep state feel like they were safe with him, that he was still their guy. Well, he's been activated. He's our guy. He's got to take care of this. If he doesn't bring these issues before the committees, he will get voted out because he is in the middle of a re-election year. Okay? No more Lindsey Graham. We will put somebody else in power who will actually do the work. Representing the citizens of his district and his state. So, I mean, what do you guys think about it?
White hat.
Well, I think you're exactly right. I think he's been allowing them basically to set themselves up. And the more and more I listen to him and I listen to what he has planned, to me, it backs up the theory. This whole thing was a counterintelligence op to be able to bring these people in front of Congress, whereas before we might not have been able to do as much. Makes sense.
Makes sense. Methods, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Lindsey Graham didn't just blow where the wind went, through all this stuff. Because the more we learn about this corruption that went on during, Obama, Clinton, Bush's, and all that stuff, if that was the way of life and the standard And we see what happens to people that didn't fall in line during those times even. Then it would make sense that he was, keeping his life together. No, yeah, he could have been corrupt, but I also believe people can change over time. So I'm with you. I want to see what he does, because let's say that we can start tuning into these hearings and they bring the 3 that I told you about, and they happen, and we see Lindsey Graham go off like he did with the Kavanaugh hearings and all that stuff, or even with Horowitz, the stuff he was talking about. So far, so good. I like what he's doing so far, and doing it really is, do we get these hearings in the next few weeks, or does he pony off the next few months? Because then you'll start seeing all of us call for him to be chucked over the wall.
Yeah, definitely.
You heard the tweet. You saw the tweet where they said it needed to happen soon because, barring them, don't even know, if they're going to be 100% back, if Trump doesn't win.
Right.
Didn't we see a post? I forget who it was.
It was, I think it was Paul Sperry who made that point. And the point is right as far as what Durham and Barr are doing. They can't guarantee in their heads, even though we all can assume, but we're going to fight hard to reelect Trump. They can't assume that as far as their plan and their investigation, because if any of the candidates get in, they're going to kill those investigations immediately. So they're off. That's why they're all separate. But I'm talking about what Graham was referring to in that clip about the Senate committees and what they're doing there as far as oversight on those 3 topics. And I think that's also time sensitive, because the House has already been talking about, more articles of impeachment to go after them because of the Bolton stuff and all that.
I just don't see that. I don't see that materializing personally. But real quick, Dana Finkler said, "White Hat, how many times do you think Tom Brady's going to sit down to pee?" I don't know anything about that. Michael Kenny says, "Why can't we say the whistleblower's name anywhere? Because the platforms have agreed, along with the Democrats in Washington, that they're going to protect this individual based upon some whistleblower protection thing. Doesn't guarantee them anonymity. It guarantees that they won't be fired for their job. So it's a crock. It's basically just an excuse for people like us to not be able to discuss it." Nancy Kaya 75 says, "Everybody smash that like button if you're feeling comfy. Please do, you guys. We've got 1,752 people watching. If I could get a live like count right now, I'd appreciate it." Q Believer says, "Hey, Red Pill, how many home runs will be scored in tonight's sports ball game?" Just kidding. Hey, Methods, it's Patriot Q9 on Twitter. Love you guys. Trump 2020 landslide, 100%.
Much love.
Yep. And Suzanne Wright says 25. Suzanne, I'm just assuming this is what happens usually. Somebody tries to donate a certain amount, and they put that in the area where you're supposed to ask your question. But if you're on your phone, there's a slider. You slide it to the left and to the right, and that will determine how much you donate in the super chat. But if you do have a question, by all means, go ahead and throw it in the next one and tag us on it, and we'll go ahead and get to it.
Yeah. Thomas, what do you think about Graham?
Well, he is my senator. Yeah. He's been there, I believe, since I looked it up. I know it's been forever. I think it was 2003. He's been there a minute. South Carolinians are very traditional. Even if he bailed, I really think he would get elected again. That's how asleep we are.
Wow.
I really believe that. People know there's underlining, hearsay of him and his
predilections.
Yes.
Really?
Really? Yeah. Well, we all know. And the way that people think down here, even with that, it's just like, I don't. They even throw that aside. Like they just like the tradition of he'll go back. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, and again, I think you're right too. I think he's been activated. There is that side of it too, and just like Method said, the way that he acted with Kavanaugh, to see him get amped like that, and to see him really throw his 2 cents, it does sway a lot of people's perception of how this really is. Because people, I don't know how many people really tune into it, like literally understand it, but when they see somebody get crazy like that, it really does get their attention, and then it really kind of draws them in, and then they start understanding like, whoa, this corruption is real. This is really going down. And then they become aware of it and they spread it outwardly. So I think it could be a good thing if he does get that way again, as he did with Kavanaugh.
Well, you remember when everything happened with Kavanaugh, we had memes. He was called the honorary Anon.
Yeah.
You know, we all loved him real quick, and then as things took time. But I believe, like, if you look at what's happening with the Democrats right now, we've been discussing it on Twitter as far as them eating themselves alive right now, especially with the Bloomberg stuff. You know, now you've got Bernie allegedly, you know, soaring at the polls. We got the caucus coming up. They're kind of ripping themselves apart, and they don't all need to be unified under, oh, man, we're about to arrest, you know, some people. You know, they need to rip themselves apart as they're doing some of the work for us. I mean, we got Michael Moore out there attacking the DNC and being cheered on stage, and I'm loving it. So I think that there is, you can kind of see, like, the time frame of things needing to happen the way it is, because the Democrats are hurting themselves more than we can really hurt them right now, if that makes sense.
Makes complete sense.
Well, I think if you take a step back this is methods, this is the reason why I went down the road I went down with Barr and that whole situation. If Lindsey Graham is being activated, if Barr is working for us, if all these people are, you know, quote unquote activated, they're doing their part, then they're all working for a common goal, all working for the same team. So, you know, I really think that Lindsey Graham is on the same team. I really think we can depend on him, dude. I really do.
Yeah, I think that Lindsey Graham has had a past. Okay, he was clearly being handled by McCain, no name previously. And he definitely got his little tootsies into some situations that were bad, not good for him or the American people. But now he's been released, he's been activated, and I think that he's been playing a part. And people in Washington were used to the Lindsey Graham of old. They were used to having somebody they could push around. Well, you can't push around Lindsey no more, because Lindsey's working for us. Lindsey's been activated. However, he can't just come out and say that. Okay, because then people are not going to continue to trust him in the same way. He needs to have that cover. All right, so then he comes out, he says, you know, a couple of good things that we like. He says he's going to have these hearings, but then I'm sure he's going back to these people, the Democrats in Washington, and they're like, Lindsey, I heard you on the news the other night. You're going to have hearings on all these things, and he says, oh, Nancy, you know, that's not me. You know me. I'm not going to do none of that. And then, you know, when the time comes, if he doesn't do it, I think he's getting kicked out. Don't vote for Lindsey Graham if he doesn't follow up on his word, you guys.
Oh, absolutely. And everybody in the chat, please remind me on Twitter tomorrow to record him doing his best Lindsey impression, because that was incredible. But no, I totally agree. I think we can see that Graham, I don't know, if you want to tie into what Q has said, because Q said no deals, but I was also said, you know, if things weren't, you know, deals weren't made to a degree, then 70% of Congress or whatever would be, you know, in prison or whatever. Graham would definitely be the poster child of that, right? Because I mean, he's one of the people that's supposedly on our side that has been talking the most trash about Trump. And through multiple parts of the last 3 years, he's taken the moment to say, I didn't agree with the president on this, but I'm going to support the president. Like, to me, it's like, that's how, like, the Democrats should have been the entire time. You know, like, okay, the president was, you know, elected. He was chosen. I don't agree with him, but I'm going to support him. So to me, he's like a poster child of what the Democrat, if you're not going to side with us, at least respect the process.
You would think that that's the way it would go, but for some reason, because they are in danger of having their entire cookie jar taken away from them, looks like Ukraine was the key to this whole thing the whole time. I mean, all these people, they've just been raiding Ukraine and sending their people over there and laundering money through it, getting it. Is Craig Mason in the audience? Craig Mason, if you're there, buddy, I'm glad to see you. Glad you're here. Suzanne Wright just said, you guys need to start watching Own. Love you guys. I would love to watch Own. In fact, Methods just gave me an opportunity to stream Own every day. today. So I appreciate you there, buddy.
And it was 110% legal, and we won't talk about it again. But yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of interesting things happen in the future with all this stuff. I think we're actually going to be pretty surprised.
Yeah. Katie Forston says, I'm so sorry to say, but I don't know why we call him No Name. I know we do because he doesn't deserve respect, but why beyond that? Thank you. Well, in the posts it said that we don't say his name, you know.
Yeah, well, and then of course the movement, like even with like some of the Chan culture language, that's lingo that's fallen into our world now. You know, I haven't spelled friends correctly in a year and a half.
That's right.
But it kind of became a thing to call him No Name. You know, our jokes, our memes and stuff, even though we're sending them out for, you know, normies, you know, that side to learn from it, we do develop a culture off of these things. And No Name just became such a thing that we just don't say it even until now, even though Trump now says his name after he's been, you know, no named. So yeah, it just became a thing that we just refer to him as that. People get it.
All right. Let's move on to the next subject, which was, okay, so you guys, apparently I got word today that this platform is going to go after videos that talk about the Kung Flu. We're going to call it the Kung Flu. You guys know it as something with the initial CV, but we can't put it in the titles of our videos anymore. We can't put it in the description because they're going to be searching for videos to delete. Now, we don't want to talk about any disinformation or misinformation. We just want to talk about, you know, some actual troubling information that's come out in regards to the Kung Flu. So it continues to spread, and vape dissipation looks weird on YouTube. I don't know what that... Are you talking when I blow my vape out, Charles? Yeah, sorry about that, man. It continues to spread. You know, we've got cases in Philippines, and we've had the first death from the Kung Flu in the Philippines. So now the death toll is over 300. We've got 1,550 cases reported globally. So just knowing how China works, you guys have any ideas on how many additional cases we could probably see in China? What do you think? China is reporting maybe 10%?
They jumped and built the hospital real quick. So
yeah.
That's a thing.
Okay. Well, the reason we wanted to talk about it is because there was a cure that was developed, and it looks like they were able to cure it. Methods. What did they used some combination of HIV and common flu medicine?
Yeah, well, that's the claim that's coming out of Thailand, which I've seen Anons, you know, make the point, you know, this would kind of be a great way to roll out cures if they're trying to cover it, you know, from like, hey, we had these cures for a long time. All these people that have passed, I'm not trying to make a joke out of it, but all these people that have passed away in people's lives from, you know, these, you know, AIDS or anything, you know, cancer type stuff.
Right.
You know, well, let's have a pandemic that needs to be cured. Now we figured it out because of the need, even though they had this in backlog. So I don't know. I think we're going down a road right now, if I'm picking up correctly, that we're about to have a conversation about the possibilities of what's really going on with this virus. Is that where you're going?
Yeah. I mean, I think that, you know, when we were talking about that earlier, I mean, the idea that perhaps, you know, this is just another way for them to roll out these cures that we've already had for all of these various things, you know, the ability to cure common sicknesses, you know, just because it's not a particularly deadly virus, it's just very virulent and makes people sick. I mean, that can still have a negative impact on the economy and on a country. But if they've been developing these things over time, and now they have the cure, you know, now they have an excuse to roll it out. I mean, I do think it's smart for them to do it that way.
Right. What do you think, Wyatt?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I don't think it's an accident that you got Joe Biden saying, okay, if I'm elected, I'll cure cancer, and then you got somebody in Britain talking, oh, well, I might have accidentally stumbled upon the cure for cancer. We don't know, but we think, you're seeing, I think, an uptick in all of these, all of this information. I mean, you could be onto something, but when it comes to the Kung Fu virus, honestly, I don't think we're going to ever really know 100% of the truth that's going on over there. We're still finding things out as we go. And new information is coming out, with it being tied to HIV, and then also the rumor, and again, this is a rumor, this isn't official, that once you get the Kung Fu virus, that you always have the cursor for it, much like tuberculosis. There's rumors circulating about it, but we'll see how it goes. But the numbers that you're seeing on the news, or the numbers that I'm seeing in my channels with my folks, and there's nothing new that we know that you guys don't know, that the public doesn't know.
What about the report that it has some additional things in it that make it look like it was bioengineered? Have you heard anything about that?
Nothing on the ground. It's certainly possible when you hear that now they're saying that the virus came from a lab.
Right.
I mean, it could certainly have been something that was manufactured. I mean, hell, before we even knew about people dying, we knew that there were already patents out there for it. We knew that, there were patents that were close to that Kung Fu virus, et cetera, et cetera. We knew a lot of information within the first 3 days about this thing.
Right.
And I think that tells you a lot. I mean, with that being said, I think I'm leaning more towards that this is man-made.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's way too convenient that we've got that bio lab that's just right there, like directly next door to the epicenter. And then, that the report that I read on Zero Hedge, which I'm going to bring up right now.
Which to that point that you brought up, Zero Hedge, he got his Twitter account suspended.
He did.
While talking about this stuff, which makes it even more curious to me. But go ahead.
Yeah. So it has the HIV insertions, which they're saying stoking fears over artificially created bioweapon. Now, again, it doesn't mean that it's any more deadly, but it's, clearly they're trying to create it. Now, for what reason? I had some ideas about this, and I know that we talked about it a little bit before the show, guys. But so let's say that China was creating something like this. Maybe not necessarily, something that's going to wipe out the planet or even a significant number of people, but just something that could be used as some type of a weapon. So with this coronavirus, it seems to be novel. It's got some interesting things going on with the HIV insertions. It's very virulent, but it doesn't kill people. It seems to kill people even less than the regular flu. But it certainly does make people very sick, and it's shutting down China basically. So what's happened here? It's been released in China. Now you have all of these different cities that have to be closed down. All these countries throughout the world, they're not allowing Chinese travel in or out. They are shutting off commerce. They are not going to be accepting Chinese products. Apple closed down all of their factories and stores in China. So it was my idea, or I thought perhaps, what if China was trying to develop this so that they could cripple our economy, since we are in the middle of a trade war, and instead we had someone inserted in that biolab, and they released it over there first, because maybe we already have the cure. Just an idea that I had, but I think that this was probably being developed as more of an economic weapon than a physical weapon. What do you think about that, White Hat?
Man, the way things are nowadays, anything's possible. I mean, you got to think of all the money that China's losing right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're getting their asses kicked. Excuse my language. Mm-hmm. And I mean, having something like that released out in the public over here, I mean, it could. Mm-hmm. It could, but however, in a month or two, it may completely just disappear like Ebola.
Yeah.
We may just there may be a few thousand people that get it here, and then they get some grants for people to study it, and then and then we move on to the next one. Who knows? I mean, it's definitely ongoing. But I don't know what's y'all's opinion on that.
What do you think, Thomas? What do you think, Thomas?
I think it's well, Trump said in the interview today, is like, Hannity was like, "Are you worried about this? What do you think about this?" He's like, "We shut it down." So it could be. I think it is. In my personal opinion, I think it is a bioweapon. My best friend is a pharmacist, and he says it takes years to create a vaccine. Well, my bad, a vax to combat a disease of anything like that. Like, these things have to be like tested on people, so on and so forth, and this thing just pops up. But is the public aware? I mean, we're aware, and it's on the internet, but is it like public knowledge that it does have a patent in 2015?
Well, that's the thing, is that the one that was in 2015 is different from the one that they're finding now.
Because it's mutated, right?
Well, because it has HIV insertions. We don't know how those mutations happen, but they can say with pretty much certainty that the way that it is built now is not something that's going to happen naturally. Like, you're not going to get HIV and the Kung flu mating and coming up with a perfect mixture of the two. Didn't it go from like, it has to be from saliva before, and now it's just completely airborne? Is that true? I think that it is. It is completely airborne now. That's the way it's looking.
Yeah, but I think one thing though, there could be, and I have to dig on this myself. There could be a loophole though, where it doesn't matter if it's a different strain or a mutation. If the patent is for the base form of it, they still could, financially or whatever, still own. I don't want to say own the rights to the vaccination, but. They still own that patent for it. There may be something to that. I'll have to dig a little bit.
Okay. Scotty Dub said, Craig sent me. Love this channel. Thanks, Scotty. Glad you're here, buddy. And then Chris Holmes, thank you for that super chat as well. Well, I mean, I think in the end, I think the White House were right. I mean, we're probably not going to know exactly what happened here. Many people said that they're not going to take any shots. I know that I'm not going to take any shots. I'm going to protect myself and my family, stay indoors as often as possible.
And definitely don't eat any bats at all.
No. I used to love bat soup, too. It's a real shame.
My stew is it's phenomenal. You have no idea.
It's in a crock pot. He slow cooks it. Oh, my God. You guys
Southern tradition.
It's the real deal. Red Pill Doc says, may have released on their own to further devalue their economy or as cover for their numbers about to be bad. That's a good thought too. I mean, I think that this really it affects the Chinese more than anybody else. I mean, you've got the entire country in quarantine essentially. I mean, that's unheard of. The amount of people that you've got locked down.
Well, now, I did see that there was talk. I was looking around, but all these headlines are now covering the Kung flu itself, but there were protests starting to develop. And I want to say in that area, don't quote me, but I'm kind of giving, some homework out there if you guys are interested. There was talk about it. I've seen it around that they were starting to protest a little bit, kind of like what was going on over in the other spots. So maybe, I don't know. It is a great narrative control. You keep your public terrified, and, you've got police walking around in full jumpsuits and drones going around telling people to, be careful. Then it is what it is. So I don't know. It's just definitely an interesting thing, and we all don't necessarily understand, what's going on in China and the politics itself and what it means by that stuff. I mean, think about what happened with Iran and this little 30-second World War III we had. We tried our best to understand what was going on over there, and we still got more disinformation from there than we did from our own people. So I don't know what to tell you, but keep an eye.
Yeah, and there's multiple people saying fear porn in the chat, but I'm not pumping any fear porn. I think you guys are we morons? Can we not have a conversation about what's happening in the world? I mean, that's all we're doing. If we cut ourselves off from allowing ourselves to have a civil discourse about major world events, then I think we are doing ourselves a major disservice.
Is anyone panicking right? I mean, me and Red Pill aren't crying right now. The president says it's shutdown. I sent you something that I think you should check out. That if you just click it, and I don't know if anybody has seen this yet.
The Simpsons predicted. The Simpsons have basically predicted everything.
No, I will say this. I watched the clip about what you're talking about, Thomas, and not to say you're wrong, but it's kind of like very loosely said. I agree with you. I think in the Simpsons episode, it's talking from Japan, not China per se, but it has to do with them shipping out stuff from Japan and getting, someone's got the flu over there and they cough in the box and they don't care, and then it takes over all that stuff. So I agree with you, but just taking the screen caps and running with it, saying they called it, to me it was just, if anything, just sending a pandemic from the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Looks like everybody's got a good attitude about it in the chat.
But to your point, I do want to touch on that. As far as this stuff, Comfy Sunday is all about casual conversation. That was the whole point of the show.
Yeah.
We wanted to have this. Yeah, we have guests on to talk about things. I'm excited about the future guests that we have that we'll announce soon.
Yeah.
But it's meant for, a glorified phone call with everybody listening in and having to chime in through text.
Yeah.
So if we touch on topics and things like that, we're just giving our 2 cents and hanging out. So that's what it's all about, and we're glad that everybody's here.
Exactly.
Click that
If we were hanging out on a Sunday, this is probably some of the crap we talk about.
Right.
I mean, when we're not on the air, this is really just what it's like. We're
right. We just wanted to bring everybody in.
Exactly. Trisha Q Patriot Texas says, RP, did you see the video I sent you from the young guy in Wuhan? Bad news. No, because I'm on the road, I haven't checked my emails for the last couple of days, but I'll go search for it, Trisha, and we'll try to watch it. And then RQ17 Williams says, China using this to stop China deep state players leaving the country and also restricting air travel around the world. Maybe arrests coming. Could be, this is just another one of those possibilities. I guess it does come in at kind of a convenient time. We had that tweet from Paul Sperry talking about how we need to have this basically sooner rather than later. Because if it gets to November and it hasn't happened, and by some strange coincidence the Democrats are able to steal this away from us, in 2020, I don't know that we'll ever see it.
If it's stolen in 2020, I'm not calling for an uprising by all means, but
not
if
calling
it's
for an uprising.
No, definitely not by all means. If that were to happen, then I don't even have to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not out of like vendetta or whatever. It's just you can kind of see the writing on the wall that we were brought to a boiling point, that if things don't go how it should as far as justice goes and all that, then we really don't have a country.
Yeah.
That's why we continue day to day, but we agree with a lot of you. We're ready for it to happen.
Absolutely.
But for now, we're going to take it day to day and do what we do.
I had something that I wanted to share. My friend Wayne sent this over. Hold on. This is about Kobe, actually. Hold on. Okay. So, Kobe Bryant, he died at 41. His daughter died at 13. 41 is the 13th prime number, but it gets better. Hold on. 13 plus 41 equals 54. Super Bowl 54 is today on February 2nd, which is the 33rd day of the year, which is a very powerful number if we're talking about stuff like that. Kobe Bryant equals 41 in numerology. The date numerology of the crash is 1 plus 26 plus 20, which equals 47. The helicopter crash was at 9:47 a.m. The Lakers were founded in 1947. Kobe's jersey is number 24. LeBron's jersey is number 23. 24 plus 23 equals 47. America was founded by the Freemasons on the 4th of the 7th. All professional sports were founded and credited to these guys who just happened to be obsessed with numbers, numerology, rituals, and gematria, and especially the number 47. Wasn't aware of that. Another undeniable piece of evidence proving all mainstream media events are staged and scripted using this number code by the guys laying bricks. I don't know this part. All right, I'm going to end right there. But there was enough things. There was enough things that came together that just cracked me up.
You could have ended it way earlier than that. For me personally,
I know.
No, but more power to me, because if anything, like I know I might dog a little bit when people take things too far like that. I don't do a whole lot publicly because I want people to stretch their minds that far. Like think about things that far. Take it multiple degrees. Because then it helps you in certain situations to be able to quickly get it, where the light bulb hits when you read it.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of us strive for. So I'm all for it. But yeah, I do see some decodes out there. And I'm like, maybe, put the phone down for a little bit, hang out, get some sunlight for a second, and then come back to it, because I can't do all the numbers thing to that degree personally.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is, I know that stuff is actually out there. Like, I know that they are actually planning things around numbers and around numerology, but I also think that they do it in such a way so that if people try to like break it down and understand it, it can make you look foolish. But I mean, whatever. I know that these people are real and they exist, and they've been, doing stuff like that for decades and hundreds of years. Thomas?
So I did do a bunch of, I thought I found it to be a good video. I tried to put everything together about Kobe. I put it out there. It's doing really well. I mean, to talk about, you're saying the numbers and everything, it all adds up, and, this kind of stuff. And it can get deep, and it can get weird, and it can get a little out there. But it's like also with the cartoon, him in the helicopter crashing, and then he has, of all people, he has a commercial with Kanye West where he's in a black helicopter. He throws a basketball at it, explodes, and crashes to the ground. All I'm saying is that this is all simulation. So
this is all a simulation.
I'm waiting for a cat to glitch in the corner.
One of the main things that I'm sure the people in the chat know is that our crew, we vet all this stuff. So we'll take both sides. We'll take, okay, maybe it was just an accident, or we'll go down the rabbit hole. We'll present both, and then of course you think for yourself. You figure it out for yourself what you believe.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like our job. We do that a lot. It is what it is.
Absolutely. I mean, and like I said earlier, just having thought exercises, like stretching your brain, working out your mind in as many different ways as possible, so that you can see things from different angles and different perspectives. And I think that it really does help you gain a more deeper understanding of all this stuff. I need to say thank you to Mary Puff for joining as a member. Same to Steph Pkwy S. And Michael Kenny says, off topic as usual, but Thomas, make sure to drag RP to a cookout before he flies back. No Kung Flu in the burgers yet.
Yeah, Cookout's dope.
What, is that a restaurant?
It's like fast food, but it's got like a whole bunch. You can get like a whole bunch of stuff. It's dope.
All right.
Yeah, I've had it. It's like the East Side's like In-N-Out burger.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, this is a good segue. Looks like our guest, Severe, has arrived.
What's up, Severe?
What's up?
Hey, man.
Hello, guys. How's everything?
Doing good.
Yeah, nice and comfy. Well, Severe, thanks for joining us today, buddy. Glad to have you back. Glad to have you here on this show for the first time. I think, is this the first time you've been on the air with Methods?
Yeah, finally, man. Long time coming. And we were talking about doing it way back when you guys first started doing Comfy Sunday. But yeah, at least, we're all here together now. Great to be here. Thanks for having me as always, man.
Right. And I would have to say, first off, I'm happy you're here, brother. We've been talking for a while. I remember finding, your music early on and wanting to see it go somewhere. And I'm glad that, you've became a household name in the movement. You don't associate Red Pill music without talking about Severe. I'm happy to see where it's gone. And in turn, I wouldn't have let the show go much further at all without having you on. So thanks for being here.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And yeah, that's a fact, bro. You were one of the first people to support the Red Pill music movement and try to help me get, my first music out there. And it's much appreciated, man. It's great to be here with you, bro.
How's it going, Severe? Good to see you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Is that White Hat? What's happening, man?
What's up, brother? Looking slick in that picture, man.
Thank you. I like your pic too. That looks like a Bree original, huh?
Yeah, Bree hooked it up, man. She's waving that magic.
Always, man. Thomas, what's up, bro? TRU in the house.
Hey, what's up, Bubba? How are you, my friend?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good, my man. Doing good.
Absolutely. Good to see everyone here, man. So what did I miss? What have you guys been chewing on?
Oh, man.
Oy vey.
What haven't we been chewing on? We talked about the Kung Flu. We talked about some numerology. We talked about the president's interview with Hannity. There was a couple more in there, but I'm gonna have to go back and watch the show myself.
We talked about the immaculate grasp that Red Pill has on the sports world. He's very well. He understands NFL better than all of us.
Yes.
I'm taking bets. I'm a bookmaker now, so.
Right. Yeah. No. But man, we've been talking about everything, man. But what would you like to talk about right now? What's the first thing on your mind?
Actually, I see that there's a lot of people listening right now. Anybody that's out there that has music in their playlist that happens to be MAGA related, TRU related, any of that kind of stuff, Patriot music. I'm looking to hear what's out there recently. I've been busy making music myself, and I'm trying to get back in the loop of seeing what else is out there. So at Severe Anon on Twitter, send me links, send me clips, whatever you guys got out there. I would love to see what other artists are currently putting together that are doing this kind of music. So that's the first thing I'd like to get into. And if you guys personally know of anyone else that is putting MAGA music out there and Red Pill type of stuff, please let me know. Because always looking to work with other artists, always looking to put projects together. So definitely, shoot links my way. My DMs are always open, and anybody out there that's listening, feel free to contact me and let's talk.
Right. No, I can totally agree with that, because you could see me and you have watched, and I mean everybody else listening to has watched the Red Pill music start to grow some names that started to become familiar. The Blue Eyes, the DJ Jafanis, the Jason was a Gentile. We have all even with Deplorable Choir, we have all these different people, but I know that there's got to be some artists, musicians out there that are considering or have created music and they're not quite sure how people take on it or whatever. Severe, myself, and I'll guess I'll speak for everybody else listening. I don't think they'll argue. Send it to us. We'd love to see what's being created, because we do have our music, and if rap's not your thing, that's fine, but everybody can respect the lyrics of Severe. There's no argument about that. But have different varieties of music so people like myself and TRU and Red Pill can spread it out there and do all those things. I mean, we had, what was her name, Laura QAnon, I think was her name. I have to go back and look.
I saw her in the chat earlier, actually. Big shout out to her. She put out an amazing video not too long ago. I believe it was at the beginning of the week. If I'm not mistaken, it was kind of a shout out to you, Methods. It was, a big shout out to the digital soldiers out there, and the work that she did was awesome. So big shout out to Laura QAnon.
Right, yeah. And that's what I'm getting at, as far as take your talents. If you want to help the movement, because I know we all get asked a lot, what can we do? What can someone do to help out? Well, consider what you like to do. Consider what makes you not feel like it's work. It feels like you're working towards a goal of something that you want. And it happened in Laura's case was this music video, and she came out of nowhere. Only had, I think, a couple, not to shoot it down, but just 1,000 or 2,000 followers on Twitter. And me and Severe happened to notice it, and we're like, all right, well, let's check out a music video. Somebody takes the time to work that hard, and nailed it out of the park. And then we spent our time in notifications all night watching everybody really enjoy. And she jumped a lot of subscribers on YouTube. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if anybody out there that's working on all these things, trying something new, taking your talents, your crafts, whatever, into the movement, by all means, reach out to us.
Oh yeah, and like I was saying before, and I don't want anyone that's listening to think that I just mean rap, hip hop. No, everything. There's metal music out there. There's rock music, classical music, whatever you guys got, whatever it is that you want to bring to the table, whatever message that you feel you want to get out there, definitely, send it our way, because we're looking to grow the movement and expand it, and, trying to take it to another plateau. And you guys are going to help us do that by putting your stuff out there. So it would definitely be awesome to see, what creative juices are flowing out there in the MAGA and Q world and the Red Pill world. So can't wait to see what people send us, man.
So, Severe, what's the best way for people to send you in their stuff?
They can always contact me on Twitter. My DMs are open. They can send me a message anytime. Tag me in a post. You can always, those really are the best ways to contact me. I'm going to set up a Severe Anon Instagram and all that kind of stuff down the line. But for right now, that's definitely the best way to get stuff over to me.
Let's on the off chance somebody doesn't have a Twitter, do you have an email?
Yeah, absolutely. You guys can send anything that you got to the real severe 914@gmail.com. And I check that pretty frequently. So, any questions or anything about what we're talking about right now, any YouTube links that you want to shoot my way, absolutely, please do. And I will have a blast checking everything out.
All right.
I do want to say real quick, I want
ahead.
to thank Laura too, because she did include me in that video, and
me too.
Thanks.
You,
it was very professional. It was awesome to watch, and retweeted the hell out of it. So
yeah, same here. I need to say thank you to JoJo K, one of my mods. JoJo, I got your mail the other day. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then Michael Kenny said, oh no, Michael Kenny already said that. English Rose Maria, thank you for the sticker. And then SoCali Conservative says, love each and every one of you. Keep up the good fight. God bless you. Thank you very much, you guys. Appreciate that. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the audience has to do. What are they going to send into you, buddy? I mean, this is going to be awesome. Hopefully, next time you come back, you can go ahead and put that together. I ask you this every time you're on the show, but I mean, do you have any larger plans? I mean, are you putting together like your own album? Are you going to put together, maybe an event, like having all of these different artists come together and play? And that would be great.
Yeah, I would very much like to make that happen. As far as, a project, I've actually got something in the works that I was just discussing with Methods the other night, actually. And there's definitely a plan to get, a more cohesive project out there. And, part of doing that would be, looking to see what other music is out there and try to maybe put together, some sort of compilation of other artists. So we can, try to get the movement popping and get it growing and really take it to that next place. But yeah, I've definitely got stuff going on behind the scenes, and everyone needs to look out for that, because if they like what I've put out so far, they are going to be very, very pleasantly surprised by the music that I'm going to be working on.
Good stuff. Peapod, I don't know what you sent. I didn't get anything that said it was from Peapod. I got some mail just the other day, so I don't know. Maybe send me a message on Twitter and let me know what it was, and I'll definitely be looking for it. Okay, you guys, Severe's Twitter is just @Severe Anon. Severe Anon.
I'm dropping it right now.
Okay, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. So, were we going to watch the video you made, or rather that Bree made with you for Methods?
Oh, I would love that. Yeah, absolutely. If you guys want to let it rock, go for it. Please.
All right. Let me get it pulled up here. Oh, wrong one. Get it pulled up. You want to give us an intro?
Yeah, this track is called 4M3. The name of it is Methods to My Madness, and it was a track that I had originally put out for our brother Methods, when we were all concerned about him and pulling for him and making sure that, we could get positive vibes and energy going his way. And this was the best way that I could think of making that happen. And, having Bree work with me on this was amazing. I think she did some of her best work when it comes to this video. So it was a project purely out of love, and it got excellent response. So thank you to everyone out there that's been supporting it and sharing it and getting the word out there. And I hope you guys enjoy it. If you haven't seen it, please leave feedback, leave comments in the chat, and let us know what you think.
All right, good stuff. And thank you once again, Bree, for your hard work, and thank you, Severe, for these excellent lyrics.
yo, methods. You know that you're my brother in this war. A true friend and patriot that opened up the door to information that many hadn't seen before. Open up the eyes to Q, you're my brother to the core. Help me raise red pill music from the bottom floor. I need you to come back so we can settle up the score. We need an arsenal now for what they have in store. My weapons of choice are similes and metaphors. We love you, homie, that's just me keeping it real. A Twitter post can never really capture how I feel. We never leave our brothers behind on the battlefield. We have the armor of God, and yeah, we wear it as our shield. You weren't in it for the fame, you were in it to reveal and bring dark to light what they try hard to conceal. You've been away for a day, the feeling is surreal. Patriots are united and they help each other heal. Method to my madness is a madness to my method. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am, there is no question. Every time you post it, patriots will learn a lesson. Eyes and ears open when your classes were in session. Method to my madness is a madness to my method. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am, there is no question. Every time you post it, patriots will learn a lesson. Eyes and ears open when your classes were in session. 100,000 patriots that send their thoughts and prayers. The support is genuine, bro. These people really care. When we got the message, I can't lie, I was scared. Cause when I say that you're my brother, there's a meaning really there. If you listen and you feel the same, then give the song a share. Let them know we got his back and blast us in the air. W-R-W-Y, we're with you, bro. Where we go one, we go all. You with me, though? Demons attack, the brightest lights. Let's switch the flow of energy from the digital realm to the physical. We stand the strongest when the times we face are difficult. I articulate my thoughts in a form that's lyrical. I take it to a level that's beyond the metaphysical. If we channel our energy, we can perform miracles. I remain positive, my outlook isn't cynical. Cause the war's almost over, I can see the pinnacle. Method to my madness is a madness to my method. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am, there is no question. Every time you post it, patriots will learn a lesson. Eyes and ears open when your classes were in session. Method to my madness is a madness to my method. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am, there is no question. Every time you post it, patriots will learn a lesson. Eyes and ears open when your classes were in session.
That's wicked. Oh man, I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, I love all your music, Severe. So major big ups for everything that you're doing. Couple of questions here. Methods, I didn't know you were a smoker. Second of all, Severe, how did you get the footage of Methods?
You're gonna have to ask Bree that. I'm not in charge of the videos, man. I just I write the lyrics, I make the music, man. Any of the visuals that you see, you get that goes, you know, that's all to the master. That's the Bree.
Right. All right, Bree. So
I definitely want to make that point. Like Bree, like people don't understand how much. Like not only do she's the the younger sister, the little sister of all of us. She's been great, but like we can literally hand her stuff. Give her a couple, like, what we're thinking about it.
Yeah.
And she'll just come back with this product and we, like, might have a tweak to it. But she's on point. So, like, the visuals that you guys just watched, I imagine, was 99% her idea. She's definitely on point with that. And Severe, thank you so much for that. Thank you to all the love in the chat. I take these kind of things very terribly. I don't know what to say. That's why I haven't been around that much about it. But it's definitely let me know that, it's the most love I've felt probably in a very long time, if not ever, just because I've always kept to myself. And this movement lets me know that not only do I have value, as an individual, but what I thought of the world isn't what it really is. There are genuine people out there. There are people that give a damn. They do their stuff. They take their talents, but they also want to use it to help others. And that's been like my biggest takeaway, literally from the quote unquote Great Awakening, is that there's so many genuine people out there, and it just shows during this. So God bless you both.
Absolutely.
Yeah, God bless you as well, man. Like I said, man, when we were talking the other night, that it was an honor to do that, man. The day that I saw the message from Red Pill and got the word, it was on from that point, man. That was the the first thing that came to my mind. And when you said 99%, visuals from Brie, it's 100%, man. She is, just incredible with what she does. So the second that I let her hear it and told her, the direction I was trying to go with it, it's in her hands from that point on. And she's second to none when it comes to that kind of stuff. She's amazing.
Absolutely.
So huge shout out to Brie.
Yeah, absolutely. And in turn, like I want everybody to know listening, because I mean, even when I tweet out something completely random and they, you guys check on me, you want to make sure everything's fine. I'm back even after Red Pill let people know I was out or probably out, because of the overflow, because of how much love and request of me to keep doing what I do, my method to my madness of putting stuff out there. Like, it was so not overwhelming, even though it was so motivational that even though I have a lot of stuff going on and my futures, I have a lot of things I'm dealing with just in general. If it wasn't for that, I mean, I would have had no problem. Like, I mean, I'm just closing up or whatever. But you guys, it's because of it. I mean, there's so much love out there that I didn't know existed, and you guys doing all that definitely was the driving point. Red Pill can contest that. Like, I seeing all that stuff, that there was no way I couldn't at least give my best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, absolutely. And I wanted you to see that. I knew that at some point, somehow, you would either hop back on just to check out what's going on, or, you would catch wind of it somehow. I just wanted you to see the support that was truly out there for you, man. Like like I said in the track, like, you really, Twitter's one thing, posts here and there, but when you really see where people's heads are at, when they are just showing nothing but love for someone that they, truly value as a brother, and a friend in this movement, it's, it speaks volumes, man. It's the amount of support is just crazy. And the thing about it is it's truly genuine. It's heartfelt.
Well, hey guys, just to jump in on all this love, man, it was awesome to see from the outside. And I tell you, man, it was really, really legit. Like, I mean, I had it playing in my living room, and I have, younger children that listen to that genre of music, and I mean, and they'll tell me real quick whether or not it sucks or not. And they were out here, practically doing their whole break dance and whatever, dancing around. They're like, who is that? I mean, it's so, with that being said, I knew that, I'm like, man, this is the real deal here.
No, I definitely appreciate that, man. And honestly, kids, especially, I'd say probably from around 11 to 16 kind of set the tone of like what's popular and what's hip and what's, popping these days. So if you could get kids in that age range moving, and, you're actually saying something of value, something that's not either brainless or directly brainwashing, then, I think we're winning in that regard.
You guys, my mom just asked for prayers.
I was just about to bring that up. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, for her friend Jamie. He's in the hospital. We don't know what's wrong with him yet. He's been very, very ill, so please, guys, do keep Jamie in your prayers. He's not even a conservative, but he's my mom's best friend, so we want to, make sure that we pray for him. He needs to pull through. We need to find out what's wrong with him.
If he's your mom's best friend, then he's a part of the family.
Exactly.
Yeah, please pray, everybody.
Yeah. And then Charles Pixley had asked for us to name verbally the MAGA music artists and post their names if we can. He says any links would be awesome. Thank you for the hat tip to the music and the theatrical artists. So, yeah, I think that's a great idea, Severe and Methods. Once you guys get this all put together, maybe creating like some type of a page or some kind of a master list that people can go to and say, okay, this is some, awesome music and some awesome art that we can go listen to, people in the movement that we can support.
Yeah, it'll be a silver spoon.
Okay, good. And then Charles once again says, if you can list the top songs and artists and links, then we can all flood the White House and POTUS emails and Twitter. That's not a bad idea. And then from our good friend FTW Champs, good to see you out there, buddy. Just a reminder that Kansas City has to win today due to the fact that they can't have a parade through their garbage, needles, and feces in the streets of San Francisco.
That's very
I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but that's true.
Excellent point. And if anybody out there is watching from San Francisco, my condolences. I'm so sorry.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry for what you're going
through. Get a tetanus shot.
Yeah. I mean, if there's anybody in the audience who thinks they're going to be sending their stuff in to Severe, I wouldn't mind hearing from you right now. I'd like to see that. One thing that I did want to ask you is it's been a minute since I've had Jason Was a Gentile back on the show, and that's just due to scheduling stuff. But are you still working with Jason? Are you guys still going to put out any more songs?
Yeah, absolutely. We already have one that's been done for a while, just kind of been on the back burner, waiting for the right time to release it. That is actually a really great track. I can't wait to get that out there. And there's another one that we are currently working on. He has everything on my end. It's just a matter of when he's going to have it together, and we'll figure out when we're going to release it. But yeah, absolutely. I love working with Jay. He's got a great voice, great energy, great vision for the kind of music, very uplifting, very upbeat kind of music, and I love doing that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's always a blast working with Jay. It's always good times.
Yeah, he's going to be back on the show here real soon, you guys. I just spoke to him like 2 weeks ago. He's a great guy, great artist, definitely a quality human being. And then Laura QAnon said, "Thanks for the shout out, guys. It's a real honor for me." And well, like Thomas said, it was an honor to be included in your video because when I saw what you had in there, in my mind, it's like the cream of the crop. Everybody that I love, everybody that I love to see, that I love to watch, that I love to check out on social media. So it was an honor to see my own name and photo in there. That was great.
Right. No, it would be cool because Laura, the only issue is she used a song that we can't play.
Yeah.
YouTube would rip you apart. You could possibly do a Severe song music video type thing, Laura, or something of that line that would be approved.
Yeah.
And we would absolutely play it. I mean, your editing skills dope. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Oh, you could absolutely do that. If she's listening right now, feel free to use any of my music. Plus, we are connected on Twitter.
You still there, Severe?
If you check, please feel free. Just hit me up and let's make it happen.
Thomas, I did have a question.
What?
Until today, I didn't realize that was the flag of South Carolina. Mm-hmm. I always thought it was like the flag of some Middle Eastern country or
stuff?
Something.
No, I when I made my T-shirts when I first started the channel, I had this symbol on it, and everyone's like, "What do you look, a witch or something?" So I was like, "Thanks for the respect," but they sold out. But yeah, it is the state flag, but it does look occultish, and it probably is, to be honest.
I mean, it looks like the, what is that? The
palmetto tree,
the crescent
and
moon, the crescent moon, and a palm tree, like I think Lebanon or something. Every time I look at you,
that bud they sold out was gold.
They sold.
You mind if I hop in for 1 second? I see a couple of things in the chat that just want to get to. Peg had asked if it was any genre that was open to this, and yes, absolutely, any genre. Anything that you got, rock, pop, hip hop, metal, classical, whatever it is that you do, or if you have a friend that does it, have them send it on over. Definitely no limits, no genre limits at all on this. So if it's anything from rock to classical, everything in between, send it on over. We are going to check out everything that you guys send, so please do.
Absolutely. And in turn, also, I mean, because Severe might get flooded now with all this stuff, methods@protonmail.com. Send the stuff to me too. Copy me on it. I'm going to work with him and we're going to work on some cool stuffs, but we want to meet you guys. We want to know about what you're working on. Not even necessarily music. I mean, if you're doing other things as well, and there's video of it or pictures and all that, we want to see what you're doing. We want to see your talents on display of what, there's plenty of stuff out there that you might not be interested. I mean, Laura QAnon is a great example. She just wanted to make a video because she was inspired by stuff that we're doing, and we're inspired by her video. So by all means, send us what you're working on, what you're doing, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing. There's a lot of great artists out there, not just musically, but I see a lot of people that are doing, MAGA influenced paintings and Q stuff, and it's awesome to see what's out there. And a lot of videographers and photographers and people that do amazing editing. Within our community, the talent is just it's so limitless, and that's what I would like to put on display. You know what I mean? That's the stuff that needs to be out there.
I'm ready to see it, you guys. It's time for us to take over popular culture. Just get in there and do it.
Yeah, it is the culture war, and you know, we're in it to win it. I know that I'm trying to hit the ground running, and you know, all guns blazing. So you know, anyone that's trying to have that kind of impact with me and with us, let's do it. Let's make it happen. The time is now.
Dude, you're so far ahead of the curve. Like, you're so far ahead of the curve. So if you hit that up again, you know, the beat was great. You know, the graphics were amazing. And if you're doing all genres and you're doing it all in this, you got all your bases covered. You're gonna cash in, son.
Thomas, I think you're right. Man. Hey, Thomas, I think you're on to something there. You know, there was a guy that my kids and I listened to that sort of was in the ballpark as Severe. His name's Tom McDonald.
That's who I was going to ask about, if Severe knew about him.
Great, man. Yeah, absolutely. Someone just tagged me the other day in a post saying, you know, these two need to link up, and it was me and Tom McDonald who were posted together. So that would be amazing. I'm a huge fan of his stuff. He's awesome.
He's not a fan of Trump by any means. You know, I think he is what he is, but he's definitely he leans towards that red pill kind of music type thing, and I think that what Tom said is right. You know, it's getting a lot of attention because it's you know, people see that it's the truth.
Well, you know, dude's viral too, man. That dude's viral.
Super viral, absolutely, man. And he puts out crazy videos, and you know, like White Hat just said, you know, it's that hunger for truth. It's what people want. People are tired of being brainwashed and blindsided by garbage. You know, that they're past that. They're awake now, and they see the industry for exactly what it is. And you know, there's going to be a huge cultural shift, a big revolution, and it's not just going to be music. It's going to be in all forms of entertainment. You're going to see it in movies. I mean, all the people that are idolized by the public, you know, those that are not awake yet, that are still asleep through all of this. All these people, as we all know, are all pretty much tied into this stuff. So when it hits the fan, there's going to be, you know, a huge shift of what's going to take place culturally. And, you know, we're just trying to be at the, you know, the tip of the spear on that movement, because it's inevitable. It's coming.
Real quick. It affects everyone. Severe, I'm pretty sure that doesn't that Tom McDonald guy, I think he wears a MAGA hat in one of his videos. I don't think he's mocking it. I think he's actually like, I'm agreeable with this. But I think he stands, like White Hat says, I think it's more like he's more of the awake. He's trying to push that. Like, wake from your slumber and realize what the hell's going on. But I feel like I remember him wearing a MAGA hat in one of his videos.
He definitely did in one of his vids. I can't remember which one it was, but for sure he did.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, he's super lyrical with the stuff that he's saying, and you know, he's usually got, you know, a very opinionated message and knows how to get people's attention, and that's, you know, 90% of the battle right there is being able to reach people and get them to not only listen but to share it. You know, that's ultimately how things go viral. They enjoy it. They want other people that, you know, they're gonna send it to enjoy it, and they do, and it just catches, you know, like wildfire. Unfortunately, without a huge following, and I have a decent following on Twitter. I've got, you know, over 20,000 followers, but you know, I was just talking to Methods about this the other night. You know, he could attest to it. It's, you know, I get the engagement of someone that's probably got around 500 followers. So it's crazy. It's actively, you know, being suppressed. So I just keep working twice as hard to try to get it out there and, you know, spread the message. And that's why I'm so thankful for the people that do truly support it, you know, and try their hardest also to get it out there and spread the word. So, you know, it means a lot to me.
Well, right. You're at the crux of multiple different situations by your point that you just made, which was great. Like using your talents to further a message that you're trying to get across is what we're talking about here. What we've been talking about for the last 10, 15 minutes. Like doing what you know what to do. And sometimes it's just liking and retweeting because you got too much going on in your life to push things out there. And in turn, we are also fighting algorithms. And I know that's coming from a guy that just broke 100K followers, even though I've had 50 to 100 delete every day for the last 3 weeks in real time, or we're on a channel that's pushing 200,000 subscribers. Like, there is censorship. And Severe, like, I mean, we've used him as an example even without Severe on the phone, Red Pill. We've talked about it. Like, he's been dealing with that stuff just in general, and we're fighting through it all. And there's so many of us, you know, that not everything gets spread in real time, but I say just pressing forward and keep going with it. Like, Severe, you get it. I mean, you're trying your best. You're fighting hard. That's why, you know, we call you, you know, you're not just a friend. You're a digital soldier. We've seen it happen. And we can endorse you here. I guess I can speak for everybody here, right? Like, I endorse him completely.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And by all means, so, you know, at Severe Anon on Twitter, just at Severe Anon. Everybody listening now, if you have a Twitter, go follow him, because, I mean, he is trying his damnedest. He's trying his best to get things out there, and he's doing things we're all not doing, and that's creating music that we listen to.
hey, Methods too. You know, you're exactly right. I'm showing Red Pill's channel to freaking military intel folks, and they're about to hear Severe here pretty soon as well. I mean, there's even government people that are going down the rabbit hole. I mean, all it takes is somebody sharing and listening to it for the first time, you know?
Right. That's all it took was, you know, White Hat having his connections, or not even necessarily connections, just what he does. You know, we tap into different sources as a movement. We're reaching all over the place. I've had times where people will reply back to me on Twitter and they'll be like, I just cracked up laughing in the middle of an airport, you know, because it's something I put out there or retweeted. You know, like, we're all over the place as a community. So we got to take care of our community. And
Absolutely.
Having people on like Severe, you know, and of course, you know, we've got our family here, White Hat. We've made no bones about it. He's a part of our brotherhood. And we've got Thomas, of course, which I'm glad Red Pill's there. Like, we're all trying to do what we think is best, and we're trying to do it together. And that's what Comfy Sunday's about, is just having that casual conversation about all this stuff.
That's right. That's right. Need to say thank you to Mel C. She said, it's not a MAGA hat. It says, make America hate again. Still, he drops red pills like crazy, though.
Oh, White Hat, you were right.
Yeah. Now, Payday Monsanto, I am familiar with that guy. Somebody mentioned him in the chat. Looks like he hasn't been active on Twitter since October of last year. One of the last things he said was that he was on the run. So I don't know what's up with that guy. Ohio Knights, thank you for that super chat. Also, Nick L., thank you for joining the channel as a member. And Philip Collins, I'm a big fan of your music, buddy. Thank you for joining the channel as well. Denise says, much love, Methods, loving the Comfy Sunday show. Get your guns out, White Hat. Brilliant song, Severe, and excellent video, Bree. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good to see you here, Denise. And Philip, I mean, I'm just assuming you're not the Phil Collins, but I mean, you are the Phil Collins that is a member of this program. Paul from Montana says, you four are all great. Thank you very much for that, Paul. And Michael Kenny says, yay, I'm family. Does a little dance. That's right. We're all family here. Everybody's just hanging out. There is nothing more that I love than waking up every morning and getting ready to do these shows, because I get to hang out with all my buddies, and we get to talk about things that are important, the important things. You know, you go to your 9-to-5 job, and you have to watch what you say. I mean, I guess we have to watch what we say here too, but it's not in the same way. We can keep it out in a certain sphere of influence. Ohio Knight says, check out JT Wild. Yes, JT Wild with the original song. What was it? Where we go one, we go all? Wasn't that it?
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Hope Palmertron also joined the channel as a member. Thank you very much, Hope Palmertron. Appreciate that. Somebody says, wait, I'm watching the halftime. So, the Super Bowl hasn't started yet, does it? I mean, it doesn't start till after we're done.
Yeah, it doesn't start till tonight.
There we go.
But I would recommend that if you're not going to watch it, maybe try to get a hold of some of the commercials, because Trump spent a boatload of money on the Super Bowl, from what I heard.
Yes.
Yeah, he did two commercials. One they've released, and the other one even Hannity wouldn't talk about.
What do you think it is? You think it's trolling, or do you think it's patriotic? What do you think it's going to be, Methods?
I want him to say, I don't want to get people's hopes up, but if he were to drop a Where Are We Going, We Go All.
I'd black out.
You're right. Yeah, full blown. It wouldn't even matter what happened for the rest of the night. But no, I don't know. I think it's going to be exactly what we would want it to be as soon as it's done playing.
Sure.
Whatever it is.
I didn't even know
you guys
released one.
We are. This is the strangest thing. We just had 3 channels that were a name, and then there's a 4th one, but they're infiltrating the chat.
Yes.
With a name and then an advertisement for some type of pornographic material, but then the message, the content of their chat in the chat is like relevant. That is very sophisticated bot activity. That's insane.
Bot. For sure.
Reaching level of sex bot we never thought was possible.
Yeah, goodbye Anna, goodbye Isabella, goodbye Amelia, and all of them, those 3, and then Anna as well. Very strange, very, very strange. At least they're not dropping links. That was the worst. When we'd have to delete like 500 links every 2 minutes.
Yeah. Shout out to the mods. I know I'm a mod in here and I suck at it. Shout out to all of y'all because you guys are on point. It doesn't make it like past 3 or 4 comments being fresh and you guys are on point. Jojo K, your girlfriend Red Pill came out of nowhere swinging, guns a-blazing. Bree, don't want to forget anybody, but you guys are awesome.
Thank you so much to all my mods. I do appreciate it. You guys are the best. All right. Well, what else do you want to talk about, Sphere? What else is going on in your life, bud?
Well, just quickly, I saw a couple of people asking in the chat where they can go to get that song and the other music. So if I'll just drop the link to them real quick. It's
shameless promotion, man. Do it.
SevereAnon.bandcamp.com, and the first track up there is the one that I dropped for Method. So that'll be the first one you see on the landing page, and then all my other stuff that's available up there is on that page as well for anybody that would like to go grab that. And there you go. And also, someone asked where the video was. That's on my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/TheRealSevere. So feel free to subscribe, and definitely stay on the lookout for things that are coming up. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming in the very near future, so definitely excited about that.
You're going to look back on 2020 and realize how much content got put out by the whole community, and we're definitely going to get a lot of stuff done. And I guess this would be a good time with 20 minutes left for us to also shamelessly promote Wednesday night. You want to tell them what we're doing?
What is
we're gonna be on the 5x5 show with Conscious Abe. That's gonna be awesome. You guys, I dropped the link to that earlier. Someone had posted that. I retweeted it, so you can go check my page for all the info. I believe it's 8 o'clock on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's actually 7 p.m. Eastern, which me and Severe both will drop the live stream link that day, because they do go throughout most of the day. They're a new channel. We support them. They're friends of ours. Once again, just like the disclaimer, whatever views they have are their own. But by all means, we support anybody working hard to do something genuinely. So 5x5 Media, we're dropping the channel link right now in the live chat. Go subscribe to them. Me and Severe will be there hanging out with Conscious Abe, everybody's favorite ranter on YouTube, and we'll have a good time with that. But thanks Red Pill for letting us plug that.
Yeah, of course, man. 5x5 is a great channel, you guys. If you haven't checked it out, it's a newer channel, so it's possible you might not have seen it, but you will be seeing more faces from 5x5 back here in the very near future. Thank you to Hope Palmerton for joining the channel as a member. Do appreciate it. Dana Finkler says, Severe, make a song called Thick Ankle Dog Face. Can you make that rhyme, Severe? Do you think you can do that?
Oh, come on. Who are you talking to?
Challenge accepted.
Start spitting. Get it out.
I could absolutely make that happen. That would be kind of fun to do, actually.
Yeah,
we could probably make something happen.
If you memorialize that hashtag that they've been sending to us for what 3 weeks now,
Yeah.
That would be gold. I'd love it.
Hey, Red Pill.
Yeah.
Hey guys. So I didn't tell you guys this yet. I was trying to decide whether I was going to say anything or not, but I think I will because why not? I've got a little announcement. I'm trying to put something together here soon. I've been working with Bree and Severe myself on the side.
What?
Oh, nice.
I have created I am in the midst of creating a YouTube channel that's like a hub for all of the channels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Red Pills, Severe's, True Reporting, Space Shot. I'm going to have all the videos. That I'm gonna try to put as many as I can on one YouTube page from like past episodes and stuff like that. And we're gonna have like a little, promo video to go with it. And I'm gonna try to bring everybody's, put links to everybody's channel in this one area. I usually have people ask me about a YouTube channel, and I really don't have one that's worth a crap. So I said, why not just put one together and put all of my favorite friends, content on there. So they can go look at all the videos.
This sounds like collusion.
It's the very definition of collusion.
And I love it. And yes, with the chat, of course, iPod will be connected.
Yeah.
By all means. But yeah, no, whatever, White Hat, that's awesome. Well, let's do it. And whatever guidance, help, whatever you need, I can speak for everybody here. Let us know, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yes, iPod, everybody, anybody and everybody that does these videos, I'm going to try to put them all in one spot. And Severe, when he has his videos come out, and then he blows up even more. I'm going to throw as many of those on there as well.
No, I appreciate the support, man, and can't wait to drop that promo video. It's gonna be awesome.
A lot of exciting stuff.
Yeah, don't forget the Marfugel family. Multiple people saying that's right.
No, he's absolutely great.
Yeah.
I'd hope to see more of him doing stuff
Most
in
definitely.
the community because I see him more through you.
Yeah. He got his channel shut down here on YouTube. He's doing the regular videos, but he can't do the live streams. That was what he was famous for, was his daily live streams. Nice accent, RP76. I did do an accent earlier in the program.
Yeah.
They must be watching on replay. Oh. But yes, also I'd like to just say that Loki has joined us. Loki is in the studio hanging out. Simone's older or younger brother. Simone's younger brother. Yeah. Oh man. Well, guys, what else is coming up here? Do we have any other things that we wanted to talk about?
We got to give a shout out to Brexit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Brexit. Of course, Denise is in the audience. We can't not talk about Brexit.
Right. Congratulations to our UK Patriots. They said when Trump got elected that it wouldn't stick, and neither would Brexit. And here we are, and Trump's going to get acquitted on Wednesday. So, shout out to y'all. We're all intertwined. We're all patriots across the world, and we're so happy for y'all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep the party going. Make good choices, but keep it going.
Pull that flag out. You see them walk down there, pull that flag out of that EU line. Oh, so sweet.
I loved every bit of content that came out from all that process. Even the flag waving at the EU, and they were like, "Well, you could just leave and take your flags with you," and they all cheered and laughed. Like it's amazing. I'm absolutely excited for the UK Patriots, and everybody here is too.
So, what do you guys think about that 2-year delta on Freedom Day?
Nailed it. No, that's pretty cool for them to do it that far in advance. And of course, everybody was like, okay, well that means that Trump's going to get acquitted that night. We essentially did. We have the votes. We're comfortable with it. They're not going to get 66 on Wednesday, but them not getting witnesses was the victory. If you listen to what Schiff was saying, Schumer was saying, all those clowns were saying, they lost Friday night.
Yeah. At
the same time that Brexit went through. So of course it's Freedom Day, but listen to Space Shot, Ardoc, and Hulk earlier today on Conservative World Patriots on their Twitter page. they talked a lot about the Freedom Day stuff, and I was very interested until we did our pregame. They talk a lot about the flag signifiers, and it was incredible to see this stuff, and they even have dates to look out for in the future, so go check that out.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. TikTok's opinion says, hey, Red Pill, tell Severe to use my beat I sent him for Thick Ankle Dogface song. I would faint as well if Trump dropped a Where We Go One, We Go All commercial. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? Any predictions for the Trump commercials on the Super Bowl?
I think it'll have something to do with the military and be patriotic.
Military? I was thinking economy. You know, I mean, America's come so far. Why would you want to screw it up now?
Sure.
Something like that.
Anybody else? I think it's gonna be really like. I think it's gonna be touching to a lot of people. I think it's gonna hit you in the gut. Is what I feel.
Well, you have to think about what he's in the middle of right now. Like, I'm sure that they had to plan for the idea of not getting acquitted Friday night. And he's got the State of the Union coming up, which is supposed to be what the word is. It's supposed to be a unifying speech.
Okay.
Like, not like an olive branch, like we're going to forgive you Democrats. But, as far as optics are concerned, it's supposed to be positive.
Well, look at his new numbers, his new African-American support numbers. I think it's up in like the 40% range.
Right. I mean, so to keep doing that positive, don't show weakness in the midst of this stuff. Now, after Wednesday, it's free game, and you're going to see a lot of the Senate. So I think from the commercial standpoint, going the high road, the energy, great stuff is the move. By all means, is the move. But if he came out and just started talking about everybody's crimes and all I wouldn't complain either. So we'll see.
I've had a couple of people ask where my cat is tonight. My cat is back home. I'm in South Carolina. That's why Thomas and I are on the same screen.
It's kind of weird to not have a cat on your shoulder.
I know, right?
Or a dog whining to go outside. Loki.
What was he doing with that?
I hope all y'all saw that.
He was.
he literally just looked like he was climbing cosmic space.
That is so funny. I can't believe I missed it. I'm going to have to rewind that one.
Timing was gold. We just got cat bombed.
Good job, Loki. Good job. He's a cool cat. He and I bonded last night. He's been a little suspicious of me ever since I arrived, but last night we were watching that scary movie, and he totally came and just laid right next to me and chilled. We had a nice little chat. He's a good cat. He's huge, though. I don't know if that translates, but he's a big freaking cat.
He's like 18.5 pounds.
Yeah. He's a beast. All right, guys. Well, what about people in the audience? You guys have any predictions? Anything that you think might happen? I've heard a couple of people say that they.
What's going on here?
A couple of people say that they thought that the POTUS might have a Q-themed commercial, something that's going to maybe announce something big. Son of a Green Card says, ever notice that POTUS will wish the team that wishes the team that loses, almost like he already knows. So who did he give wishes to for a successful game today? Did he give anybody well wishes ahead of time?
What I heard was that he didn't want to give who he was rooting for. He said he had an idea of who would win, like his bet. But he said unless he did it somewhere else, I mean, I assume he would trust Kansas before trusting Pelosi. But that's just me.
Dina Graziano named her cat Sheena after Sheena Easton. I met Sheena Easton when I was a kid. I think I was like 11 or 12. It was on the set of Ford Fairlane with Andrew Dice Clay. I met Andrew Dice Clay too.
You met the Dice?
I met the Dice Man, yeah.
I'm actually extremely jealous. A hero of mine. A hero.
He was great. He was really, really great. Nice guy. Oh! He was like, oh, buddy boy, hey. He was like, hey, come over here. Let's get you a Coke.
Great, yeah. Seems like a real gentleman.
He was.
No, I mean, you know what I'm getting at.
Severe, what do you think about the commercials? What do you think is going to happen?
I would love to see, some kind of, hat tip to Q or something in that vein. That would be amazing. I don't know. I think it'll be more along the lines of just a really, strong patriotic type of message, more along the unifying lines like we were talking about, that he's, the angle he's probably going to approach going into the SOTU. So I think it may be along those same kind of lines, and why not? You know what I mean? People are coming around to that kind of thinking, and it's like White Hat said, the approval, among African Americans is over 40%. I think it's like 44 now, and it's climbing in every demographic. That's, why do you think that the D's are so panicked? They can't brainwash these people any further, and they're not being allowed to import in new voters. So, all that can happen is panic. They have nothing left. They're desperate. They're running scared, and he's coming from a position of power and should display it as such.
African Americans, Asian Americans, Hispanic Americans. I love it when he says that. My mom said it was actually Sheila E, not Sheena E. I'm whatever. I was 11 years old. What do I know?
You just got totally BTFO'd by your mother. How does that feel?
Well, it's she's been doing it my whole life. I mean, she's my mom. I'm used to it. I mean, the women in my life, please, come on.
Oh man, you're in a couple doghouses right now.
If you don't get BTFO'd by the women in your life, then you're doing, I don't know, maybe you're doing something right. I don't know. I just figured that's how it's supposed to go. So yeah, I'm anxiously awaiting these commercials. I think that, from what I understand, Michael Bloomberg, Mini Mike Bloomberg, and Donald Trump both bought $10 million spots. I'm really excited to see what Mike Bloomberg has to say. I mean, what does he? What's that?
Red Pill. Did you see the tweet that I put out about the CNN Shenron that went by about they were trying to debunk something that said apparently Trump had said that he's got he bets that Bloomberg in a debate is going to have to stand on a box.
Yes. He said that on the interview too.
Yes.
Yeah, no, he said it before, and then the Brian Stelters of the world was like, "There's no proof of this being true," and Trump just said it again in an interview, and just didn't care. Did you guys hear how much the box, like the VIP boxes, were at the Super Bowl?
No.
It was just shy of $500,000 for like 17, 19 or something people. I give another number besides 17 so people don't decode it. But it was about that many people, was, almost $500,000 to have a VIP box.
Is POTUS going to the game or no? Didn't I ask that before off air?
You asked me that off air, and I did not research it.
Okay.
I actually have heard he will be there.
Oh, okay.
It would make sense for him to be there. I just didn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. That's just the word.
Who's the guy on the far right? Yeah, this is
that's one of the Muppets.
That's what he looks like, but I know he's like a major news personality who's retired. I can't remember his name though.
I don't know.
Nobody remembers this guy.
He doesn't even look like a real person.
He's just had that fake hair. I don't know how he's had that hair color change over all these years when it's clearly not even his real hair, or maybe he's just got a heck of a comb over. I don't know.
I don't even know what you're looking at.
It's on the Chiron. It's from White Hat's tweet. It's on the screen right now. Sam Donaldson? Sam Donaldson, is that it?
Oh,
Handsome
yeah,
Sean?
That hair is definitely not real.
No, I don't know how he did this. Ooh, hold on. I got to plug my Mac in. Hold on. Something's wrong.
What?
I said something's wrong. We're about to die.
Everything dies.
Loki is a trickster. Maybe he unplugged it.
No, he's out, man. He's gone.
Nah, quit giving an alibi to Loki.
Yeah, my bad. Do you know what the funniest? I love that he has, his sayings for every. Is it charging?
No, it says it's not charging. Something's going on.
Well, we've got 3 minutes left, so this would be a great time to wrap things up. Huh?
I can't unplug anything else though because. Let me try going over here. I mean, we're almost over, you guys. We've got 2 minutes left. I just didn't want it to go out while we were on the air.
So, Severe, thank you for being here tonight. It's been pretty chill.
Thank you for having me as always, Red Pill. Thank you for being here with me, White Hat, Methods, Thomas. You guys
Thanks,
are
Baba.
amazing. And, it's been an awesome experience, man. I can't wait to make it happen again.
At Severe Anon on Twitter.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming here. Thank you for the work that you're doing. Thank you for helping to bridge this gap. It's a very, very necessary thing that you're doing. And I said this, I think, the first time you came on the program. I mean, the culture war is going to be key in helping us, move on to a greater audience of people, because there are Sam Donaldson's a cyborg.
He looks like the guy from that movie Mask.
Yeah.
What's that?
Rocky?
Rocky the retard. I'm sorry.
You can't say that.
I'm sorry.
How to nuke a show in 30 seconds.
There you go, guys. No monetization ever again. All right. But yeah, so glad to see all of us here. Methods, once again, I'm so glad you're back. White Hat, thanks for joining us yet again. And Thomas, once again, thank you for putting me up.
Big town.
And
Big
putting
time.
up with me.
It's all gravy.
All right, you guys. Thank you especially to the audience.
I'm going to imagine that was a little White Hat.
Yeah,
2.0.
She's sitting here with me. She wanted to chime in.
Hi, honey. All right, can she hear us?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Hey, kiddo.
Yeah, it's all right.
She's already over the show.
She's like stage fright. All right, guys. Thank you to the audience. Thank you to my mods. Love you all. Glad to have everybody here with us once again for Comfy Sunday. As always,
Good night, everybody.
This has been Red Pill 78 and my co-hosts. And good luck and God bless everybody.